5 years this one took to come to an end. It was a hardcore story when we first covered it 5 years ago. I'm talking, it had everything in it: kidnapping, execution, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to get to it right now. Let's stop talking about it. Let's get to it. We covered this when it first started, man. They gave him 44 years in prison for a killing that was tied to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Now, that was the reports from law enforcement in court that he was a member or allegedly a member. We can't verify he was or not. But out of the news time, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, after the killing of 38-year-old Jason Comm, a courtroom poured over with grief, anger, and unanswered questions. Yes, even the trial, they couldn't find out why that it was done. The judge sentenced him to 44 years in prison for his role. I don't know, man. Something like this, only 44 years? I don't know. Anyway, it even goes into the article asking, they did not provide any answers that haunted nearly everyone in the courtroom, which was why? Why did this happen? And again, this question surfaced repeatedly throughout the hearing from prosecutors, family members, and the judge himself. And it goes on to say, here's a quote: "Ever since jury selection, I've been thinking about what happened and why. It's at the core of everything that happened here. It's an important question," the judge went on. Judge Bratt said, "At least one person knows an answer to that. It's heartbreaking we did not get that answer to that." It seems like he stayed silent right there. Now, this happened in March, where they found him guilty. I guess he's formerly of New Britain, but who was living in a clubhouse in Enfield belonging to a motorcycle club. They found him guilty of felony murder, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence in connection with the shooting on the 4th of August of 2021. Like I said, man, this has been going on freaking 5 years already. Now, I guess the case relied heavily on surveillance video. There we go again with the surveillance video. It never gets in anybody's head, man, that anywhere you're walking or talking, you're probably on camera somewhere. And of course, the DNA evidence. I guess the jurors spent days going over the surveillance footage of the moments involving Combs, Lange, and another member, and following the paths of their vehicle. That's surveillance right there. You could do something in one section of town and they're going to follow your every movement through these cameras all the way to your end. That's scary stuff right there, isn't it? Now, I guess on the 3rd of August, 2021, Zachary App, alleged members of the Enfield-based motorcycle gang, that's them, not me, crossed paths with Combs at Mardi Gras 2 in East Windsor. And here it is again. Surveillance video they got these guys from the bar to, let's see here. From the bar showed him leaving shortly after midnight with a group that included Lange and App. They got him from there. All their movements was tracked. My God. I guess from the footage, it shows a motorcycle believed to belong to Lange, followed by the victim's Mercedes and Lange's pickup, which was driven by App, traveling toward Interstate 91, according to the warrant. And the cops allege that the group arrived at the property on Moody Road that was identified as a clubhouse I guess associated with the Knights of Sin Motorcycle Club, which is connected to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Video from nearby business and multiple cameras showed headlights entering the property. I'm talking doorbell cams, ATM cams. Dude, this is scary stuff we're coming up to. I give it 5 years, you won't be able to take a crap without being on camera. I guess the state's attorney said they beat him senseless. And Detective Waylon Kimball said his Combs' body was bound with tape on his ankles, bound on his wrists with his own belt and tape, and later was fatally shot in his vehicle. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family. And I guess roughly 90 minutes later, surveillance footage again captured two vehicles, the same ones, leaving the area and traveling east towards Summers. Comer's vehicle was later found abandoned in a field off the road, his body in the rear passenger seat, according to that. And I guess he was shot once in the torso. It was ruled death by homicide and documented additional blunt force injuries to his head and neck. And, rightfully so, his family, the passage of time has done little to ease the pain. I can't imagine what they're going through right there. His sister put the chance to know him, understand him, and create memories were stolen. Exactly. So that just shows you the power of surveillance videos now. They can track your every freaking movement from start to finish now. That's a scary thing. And this case aside, because it was tragic, that's a scary thing to think about. You can go to the store to get groceries, and the government knows every move you made. It's interconnected. Where is our constant, especially the Fourth Amendment, rights not to be surveilled without a warrant? Did they get warrants from every place that they checked the video? That'd be interesting to know there. But you're going to the grocery store, and along the way, they got every freaking minute mapped out. And I understand this was a murder case, but my question is, if it wasn't a case, you've heard of this, what is this, digital ID in China? I'm talking they got social credit scores, the whole 9 yards. And if you're not up to snuff with their guidelines, you're on the street, man. Nobody talks to you, none of that stuff. I also heard, and, I would have to confirm this with Dibs, but Britain was actually looking at this, the UK, with this digital ID. It's just scary stuff how they pass it off as, well, this is going to be great for everybody. No, it ain't, people. This is like futuristic Orwellian stuff going on out there, where they'll track every freaking thing that you do, say, your credit score, if you're worthy of being in society. That's technology we don't need and you don't want to get. I mean, I feel sorry for people in China, man. I seen that, a news story out of there where a lot of people are living homeless because their stuff wasn't good, according to this government website. I don't know how it works, but it's messed up stuff. It really is. But this story took 5 freaking years, man. That's how slow the court system ends up being. It really does. But we are sad for the family, and hopefully they find some peace in this sad state of affairs. All I have to say, it's never that serious to go to this kind of length. But let me know in the comments section what y'all think. Don't forget to go over, check out Insane Throttle Music. You'll love that stuff over there. Everybody else, have a good one, man. Talk to you later.
Insane Throttle Outlaw Rock, featuring Insane Throttle and Defiant Afterlife. Get your playlist full of pure rock and metal. Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. Subscribe and crank it up.